the rain showers my car, and I sit quietly inside, and I understand why a being gives up. Sustaining a dream is challenging. Why? Sustaining an outlook on isness, on beingness that honors the beauty and the wonder and the truth and the perfection of it all is challenging. It's a mighty, mighty task to take on. And yet, is all of this not ego? Is that not simply a role I'm adding to my list of roles of how she navigates? But then I'm speaking in separations. It's the ego trying to catch itself, and it cannot. It cannot, because it doesn't actually exist, which is why it cannot be caught. But then you watch yourself in certain phases of life. You experience things as though you are not a part of them, as though you are not of them. You experience it in separation. And this is, you see this on the macro and the micro. You see this in big feeling ways, and then in small routine-like ways where it's like, oh, I just can't get myself to do the thing that I am telling myself to do. What is that? What is that? Because it's all mind. It's just the opposite of flow. And when you know flow, and you know ease, you understand that's what we are. So anytime you're not in flow, it's like, what the fuck? Hold on. What the fuck is this? Is this a big cosmic joke? Because why is it all challenging and separate and isolated and compartmentalized now? And how do I get out? How do I get back to flow, where I'm not thinking about all the things I need to do and want to do and am doing? I'm just doing, and it's just flow, and it's just, I am one with the universe, and we are just, it's all going. Once you've had that experience enough times, anything else just ain't meeting the mark. Like, I don't want to be back here. I don't want to be thrown back. Fuck. And all of it, me trying to make sense of it, me putting it into language that cannot possibly ever contain it, is just a bit of what? A bit of the ego trying to figure itself out, trying to capture itself, trying to, because it wants to make sense of it, because it wants to, we could say control, but it wants safety. So then I ask myself, okay, how do I give her that rootedness, the feeling of safety? And we start the whole bit all over again. We end this play, we start the new one, which is a variation of the same one that's always ever playing out. We root back in, and we, see the forest for the trees, and we see what is. And then we experience things that slowly pull us back to here, and then we're waking in the matrix, and it's tight, and it's your first thought when you wake up is like, how am I gonna make it? How am I gonna do it? Am I gonna be okay? Am I gonna make it? It's like, oh my fucking God. Please stop talking. Please stop. And then we crash out, and then we start all over again. I mean, I feel like I'm missing something here. There are periods of my life where it's so simple and clear and easy, just love. It's not even like a choice you have to make, like, oh, choose to love this person or this situation, choose to love this outcome. Like, it's just a natural, organic thing that flows forth. And it comes from like when your cup overflows, when you are in abundance, when you're, I don't know, self within, whatever that is, the void space, the nothingness, that which seeks, when that is fulfilled and you are not seeking, I mean, life is beautiful and fantastic and profound, and experiences surprise you and delight you, and you can give and give and give and give, and it's nothing. It does not feel like any kind of loss. It actually feels like a gift to you to give, and it's just beautiful and easy. And then when that thing within you is searching, for me, I just experience it as this big emptiness that rests underneath everything, this lack of fulfillment. And just without thinking, there's like all these things I do to try to fill that void, but nothing fills it other than, I don't even know, if it seems that the thing that satisfies is intangible. So I couldn't just say, oh, it's meditation, because, well, yes, that's a part of it, but it's just not meditation itself. Like, there's something that has to happen. You have to face the self, to be like, you have to be honest with the self and just say, oh, this isn't working. These quick sips of pleasure are not making me happy long term. They're just getting me by, and I'm getting worn out. They're not enough. I need sustenance. My soul needs sustenance. I don't think I've laughed all day till this. Means shit. And I know it's not that serious. I'll be like, okay, we can relax, but I ain't laughing. And then you laugh and you're like, oh, wait a minute. Laughter? It doesn't have to be at the intensity level of the fucking cosmos all the time, of the gods warring good and evil all the time. It doesn't have to be that. I can just giggle a bit. I mean, fuck. For such a light being, shit's heavy. God damn. Shit can just be so heavy. Oh my gosh, I could cry. And that's how you know you've hit something good. When the tears start to organically well up, just by the words, just by whatever path you traveled to find them. You're right on the money. I'm like the fucking orphan. What are they? They're not orphans. Hansel and Gretel. I'm following the breadcrumbs to my inner whatever inside me is crying and longing and asking and needing. I'm trying to find it so as to feel it. Eventually, thank you rolls around, and that is where I choose to land. When I remember my gratitude, it puts a lot into perspective. At times like these, it can feel challenging to access that gratitude. It's almost as if there is a certain path, a certain key that is needed to unlock the right door. And each person you can only find what works for you, the pathways that work for you, by going within. Everybody has like kind of their own mystical map within. Eventually, thank you rolls around, and that is where I choose to land. When I remember my gratitude, and what a gift it is. What a gift it all is. I wonder about reasoning, because usually remembering my gratitude feels like remembering my perspective and what a blessing that perspective is, and what a blessing the freedom of mind that I have is, and all that I've worked for and all that I've fought for. But see, then it's on this, we're putting it on a scale of suffering, like, which I don't think, it does not have to be that way. It's not like we're moving from a meritocracy. Like, it's not based on how much you've suffered. But then there's a part of me that feels I have to acknowledge maybe the courage, maybe all that's been fought for, in order to accurately process the feeling. I don't know. I guess there's no accurate way to process a feeling. At times the mind can hijack, and maybe it's also by nature of the fact that I'm recording, like I'm talking, I'm doing a check-in, so that inevitably engages the mind. But this is something I feel myself, I'm approaching the territory where the mind has to go quiet in order for me to really enter. And that's gonna have to happen alone, and once I am done with what I need to finish, and then can go inside. So I don't know. It shall happen. It shall. I believe we've made the first crack in the glass. I don't know. This was a check-in. This was, we really can only know and understand by experience, and so speaking or writing can be a really good way to experience what it is that you're experiencing. It's like you almost don't, it's like it rattles around in up here and in here, and it just like torments you if you don't look at it. And so obviously there is the element of going within and looking at it within, but then there's also the element of birthing and creating, which allows you to look at it. You know? I'm gesturing because, yeah. Anyway. Closed heart is death, and I want to keep my heart open. I keep my heart open. My heart stays open. That is always my commitment. And what a strange thing. That's the Goliath that my ego has chosen to defeat, to conquer. That I will fight to keep my heart open in this hell, as Ram Dass, I believe, has said. That I keep, no matter what, in everything, what I always come back to, is I will keep my heart open. I will not close my heart off. I will not become angry and cynical and judgmental. I will keep my heart open. I will give, I will give, I will give, I will give. And yeah, sure, that sounds selfless and, you know, martyr-like almost, but the thing is, it's like the receiving is in the giving. I enjoy that. I want to overflow so that I can endlessly give. I wave in and out of it. Because it's so good and it's so true. It's like you don't know truth until you know that experience. You don't even know truth until you know that experience. So much of what I know, it's by experience. And then, yes, I put it into words so as to express it, and then it looks like, you know, like some mutation of a religious doctrine, but it's just experience. It's just experience that I'm attempting to translate in a way that can be consumed and accessed, and that, you know, language language can only point. So I put into language and things so that it can point people in and to this. Because it's all within us. It's all within us. It's all within. Excuse me. This is good. Means we're releasing. I mean, my girl, I know I said I was going to end this. She's been clinging. And I know they say that's what happens, in an ego death. As you're transforming, there is this, a natural clinging that occurs. You go through this, like, kind of natural period of, like, clinging to the old. And almost, like, feeling what is resistance. Like, you don't even know you're doing it. But, like, okay. In ego death, for me, oh my God, it's like at least once a month. It's fucking crazy. It's like at least once a month. It's like, how many times can I transform? How many times can I, put myself into the fire and come up like the phoenix and rise? How many times can I do it? Why this, the path my ego chose? To be this character. The fuck? Because it's like, I could have chose to be like, I don't know, some beach bum who just never, just lived a kind of like decently chill, happy life, and cried when things were sad and rejoiced when things were happy, and never asked for more and never questioned why. But I'm something which is so endlessly inquisitive. I mean, this bitch has questions. And she wants to know the answers. And it's like, I have to be like, Isabella, like, that's kind of the point of all this, that there aren't answers. I mean, yes, you find some, but it's like an answer is like, it's like picking up stones on your walk and putting them in your pocket, and then when they grow too heavy, you gotta let them go. Like, they're not true. They're not, answers are only answers in moments and in relationship to experience. Like, they're not, there's no, well, there are a few things that seem like answers to everything, which is love. That's another conversation, and I actually do have somewhere I need to be, so I can't continue down this track right now. But this was a check-in, and honestly, I feel better at the end than I did at the beginning, so I'd call it a success. But what the fuck does that mean? A success? How are we defining success? And why does something need to be a success? Why can't a thing just be a thing? Meaning will ensnare you, and meaning will free you. I live in this world that I've created. Things that I write, I find myself living them. I'm living them, and so I write them, and so then I write them, and so I'm living them, and it's this. And at times it just feels so solitary. And I feel that the emptiness within me, at least to my knowledge, to my, as maybe basic ego understanding, is it's seeking resonance. It's seeking resonance. And so it started to create its own resonance by way of, yes, the things I experienced, then lines I wrote months ago, years ago, echo in my brain, and it's this coming together of past and new, and it's resonance that I'm creating, echo that I'm making with no one else. But then, see, I'm thinking in separations when I say no one else, as if there is an else, as if there is another. It's all a part of this experience, and I really do have somewhere to be. We're moving beyond, we got to go beyond words, because I need to end it. This is it. Okay.